now let's go to the, so I'm just giving the example how the construction companies will do. Okay,
Hmm.
now let's go to that material management. Okay, what we have the areas and all.
Okay.
Okay, so basically when we're talking about the material management, okay, what we are talking about that we are talking about the procurement related, right? So
Yeah.
generally the business cycle, how it will be like, business procurement to cycle, procurement to pay cycle, how it will run. It will be run like identification of the requirements. The first step is identification of the requirement.
Okay.
Okay. So what is that identification of requirement? As we discussed yesterday, right? So if you remember that, okay, the first it is started with that your procurement, how it will be started, what exactly you want, what exactly you want. Okay, I just put on mute. Okay, so where you have the question, you can unmute and you can talk.
Okay.
Okay? Or you can go on, you can go on mute. You can, okay, yeah. So the first step is identification of the requirement. So identification of the requirement is nothing but like a, without knowing about that what it is required for me. If I'm planning to buy anything, that there is no use of that. So the first thing is identification of the requirement. Identification of the requirement is nothing but like a, what exactly I required. So what exactly it is required for me. Okay. So So the first step it will be started with like collecting that all the information. Okay, what exactly which is required. So when we are collecting this information, what exactly required. So it might be I'm getting the information from the HR department, finance department. Okay, then human, then admin department. Okay, then I'll be get from the sales department. Okay, I can get from the production department. Okay, and I will be get from the maintenance department. So there are so many requirements we'll get, right? So the first step is always, so in the material management, the has a procurement to pay cycle process. It is a basic level procurement to pay cycle process. How to be started like. So the first step is what exactly it is required. So let's assume that in the construction only, what you're planning that first bricks. Okay, so bricks you are planning like it is 2000 pieces you required. Okay, and sand. Okay, you're looking for the sand which is like 50 500 kgs, like something which you sand which is calculating. Okay, sand I'm just planning that 500 kgs. Then I will be planning for the cement. Okay, so I'm again cement bag. I'm just calculating the 1000 bags, right? So what I'm doing here, okay, when I just planning to buy any product, first what I'm doing, I'm just collecting that what actually required, what actually it is required. So I just
Okay.
identified that I need that this product, this product, this product, and this much of the quantity, and this much of quantity, and this much of quantity, which is required. Correct?
Okay.
Okay. Then again, what information it is required. So I have the product information, I have the product information, I have the quantity information. So what else you need?
Like from which vendor we have to take all
Yeah, I
this
don't know.
material?
I don't know, right? Here I'm just collecting the information only, but I don't know who is the supplier. As of now,
Yeah.
I don't know which of the supplier. But I know that what material it is required, how much it is required. But what else? What else it is like?
Like these
When it is,
material where we will get, we have to search.
yeah,
Huh?
correct. When no, no, where it is not. When
Hmm.
it is required. When it is required means, so you are planning to buy this product on this month end. Okay,
Hmm.
if you are not specifically not mention the date, then they will say that okay, I will supply on December month. So there is no
Okay.
use for me, right? Okay, so I need to get the stock based on my target because I'm planning to construct this building and I already committed to my client. Okay, so they will like they said that we are within the 6 months they have to be complete target. Okay, so that means I need to get the stock and the
Dates
as
and
soon
all,
as,
like
yeah,
when.
correct,
Okay.
when it is required. So that is called delivery date here. Okay, so
Okay.
whatever it is we calling bricks and all, that is the material number. Okay, material or a product we can call as a product or material number. Okay,
Okay.
and this is the quantity which is what we are saying, that is quantity information. And when it is required, this is like how we, Okay, how much it is required, how much it is required, okay, the quantity, and when it is required. Other than it, other than that, what it is required, what are the information?
Delivery data. Okay.
The location, na, exact location.
Like where it
Uh,
is.
where exactly the location need to be received, because I have in
Mm,
the family, I have in the Jagadamba center, mistakenly if they are sending to the Bhimli location, there is no use for me because they already
yes.
stock it is available, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So, so in this case, what will happen? So exactly the location also which is required. So that we called plant. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
so branch or plant. Okay, location. Okay,
Okay.
clear. So now identification of the requirement. Okay, what it is required actually. The first thing is material is required. What material it is required, and how
When it
much it is required, and when it is required. Okay,
date, delivery date.
where exactly it is required.
Yeah.
Yeah, delivery date. This is the delivery date. Okay. And where
Okay.
exactly it is required. Okay.
Location. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Plant and location. And all. So this is the basic information. This is the basic information which is required when you are planning to create the identification, the requirements identified. Okay.
Okay.
So if some
Okay.
suddenly the HR team is coming and they are asking that I need laptops. Okay.
Okay.
So I need to ask question that okay, what kind of
How
the
much
laptop?
like?
What kind of
Mm.
laptop, how much, how many laptops you need, and when it is required, and where exactly it is required,
How
right?
much budget? Like.
What is the budget? Yeah, budget
Yeah.
and all it will become again, that will be different.
Financial.
Yeah, financial
Okay.
side. But here
Mm.
we are talking about only procurement side. So we just
Okay.
checking that okay, what exactly they're looking into that we are entering here.
Okay.
So
Mainly here, like buying things only, we will concentrate, right?
yeah, correct. So the first step
Mm.
is it's like
Mm.
a, when you planning to buy, before planning to buy, the
Mm.
first thing is you're identifying that what needs it is like. Okay, might be you need furniture, might be you need chairs, might be you need like glasses. Okay, might be you need something might be you need something like bricks and other containers, right? So all these
Okay.
things will be collecting here information. Okay, so
Okay.
the first step is identification of the requirement. Okay,
Okay.
so the identification of the requirement, where you will get the information. So maybe from the HR department, finance department, human department, or resource department, sales department. I'll just put the,
Basically, from all departments, they'll give.
yeah, maybe it's department or maybe from the customer orders or from the store. If I have the store, what will be happen?
Okay.
If I have the store, okay. So
Mm.
store like, have the always 1,000 pieces, okay. But
Mm.
today I got some customer order, okay. I sold that 1,000 pieces. Then immediately the
Okay.
store will raise the requirement, right?
Okay. Okay.
So it might be any way. It's maybe it will come from the departments, or it maybe come from the customer requirement, or it maybe come from the my g- general identification. Okay,
Okay.
wherever it is
Okay.
that it will get. Okay,
Okay.
so so in the material management, the first step is identification of the requirement. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
the next step. Now I found that okay, so I understand that okay, what are the materials which is required, all the materials and quantity and delivery date and plant, all this information which is collected. Okay, now what is the plan? The next one, if I want to write, if I want to order something, what it is required now?
Like we need to search like where we will get all these orders.
Correct. So you are searching for the source of supply. Source of supply is nothing but like a suppliers list.
Okay.
Suppliers list, or we can call as a vendors also, vendors list. Okay?
Okay.
Vendor, supplier, source of supply, all it's same. Okay. So
Okay.
the next step is okay, identify the source of supply.
Okay.
Identify the vendor or some source of supply. Okay. So how you can identify this one? Again, there is too much disturbance it is there. Why it is?
I don't know, like. Might be outside. They are shouting
There
actually.
is so much disturbance is there.
I closed. Like still you're facing. I'm not getting that much actually.
No, not sure, but okay. Might be you are using headphones or earphone. Might be it is
Oh,
okay. It is capturing that outside the noise also. Otherwise,
okay.
okay. So suddenly it is increasing continuously. Continuously it is increasing. Okay.
Okay, okay.
Okay. So I'll just put that mute. Okay. Maybe you can
Mm.
once it is completed, then I will ask question. Then you can repeat that. Okay.
Okay, fine, fine.
Okay, the next one is source of supply, identifying the source of supply. So for this, what we'll do is generally, okay, so suppose material cement is there. Okay, let's plan that. I'm just planning to buy the cement. So now I'm looking for the whoever the cement suppliers are there in my society, in my location. I'm just searching for that. Okay, now I just found that Birla cement, and I just found something other local cements also. I just found that. So there are when suppliers are there, let's say supplier A, B, okay, C, and D. Okay, they are different suppliers. They are supplying the cement. Okay, now how you can select the supplier, because I got a opportunity like there are list of the suppliers. There are so many suppliers are there. Okay, so again, if I need to select the best supplier, again I need to be evaluate their price. Okay, so what I will do immediately, okay, these much of suppliers are there, I'll just informing that, okay, boss, I'm planning to buy this product cement and I need 1,000 pieces, okay, or 1,000 bags, okay, and the delivery date is like 31st May, okay, and the plant which is like a Vizag plant, okay. So now this is information I have. So I'm just looking for the supplier who can supply the 1,000 bags and who can supply on before 31st May, and the price information. I'm just looking into that. So then what I'll do, I just creating the RFQ, request for quotation. This is the request for quotation.
Okay.
Okay. So this request for quotation I'm supplying to I'm sending the above information to A, B, C, and D suppliers. Okay. Then I'm sending this information. What it is there in the request for quotation? Okay. I'm just giving this all information. Boss, I'm looking this product, this quantity and delivery date and plan. Okay. In this plan, this is the location information. Okay. So can you just give me that your price? Can you just give me that 1,000 bags? What is the final cost? Okay. What is the charging? What you charging for the delivery cost? What is the labor cost? What is the loading cost? What is the unloading cost? Transportation cost? So I'm just requesting them, please provide your final price quotation details. So
I have
this,
one doubt.
yeah,
Okay,
please.
okay.
Yeah, please.
Like we don't know like vendors, no? Like how you will send like quotation like only for this vendor like that? How you
These
will
suppliers,
identify?
these suppliers are the general suppliers. That means
Oh, already like
you're not selected. You're still not selected. But you aware
okay.
about that. Maybe you know that bidding, right?
What?
Bidding,
Bidding?
bidding. Yeah, bidding.
No, I'm not clear. Like bidding, no?
Bidding means it is like open call. Okay, if suppose
Okay, okay.
open call
Mm.
is okay, right? So so might be you when you started your business itself, you might be aware about that these are the supplier, they are supplying the cement, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Correct. So obviously
Yeah.
when you started, because without knowing that suppliers list and all, you will not start the business, right? So you must
Mm,
be
yeah.
aware. But exactly what supplier, okay, which supplier is good, which supplier is providing the less cost, that you interacted with them, then only you know about that. Correct.
Yeah. Yeah. For that, like they'll request quotation.
Yeah,
Like
so we are raising that request for quotation then. Okay.
okay, okay.
Then once I raise the request for quotation, let's assume that they send back to me the quotation with the details of price. Okay. So the in this price information, the base price, okay, then there will be a transportation cost and there will be a loading cost and there will be a discount charge. Okay. and there will be additional charges. All these things they are informed. Okay, so I got this quotation, price quotation from A, B, C, D. So I got the four quotations now. Let's assume that I got four quotations. So these four quotations have the price information, okay, terms and conditions, payment terms, and other details also it is there, right?
Okay. Okay.
So this is the maintain quotation. Now what you will do? Now I got a price quotation. What you will do?
Like you'll compare like which is best, then
Yeah,
you'll select,
correct.
I think.
So you are comparing that price comparison.
Mm.
Okay. So price comparison you are doing. So based on the above quotation, you are doing the price comparison. Okay. So
Yeah.
the price comparison where what you are calculating like you are checking the price and the
Price,
discount, transportation,
quality.
terms call, terms and conditions, everything they will validate it. Right.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Then after that, okay, so again quality will be come under the different way. So samples, if you collected the samples and that samples went to quality check and they're validating that, again quality management people will check. Okay, from our
Okay.
point of view we are basically checking that price and okay, whether this whether can supply or not. Okay, that we can see that.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. We'll collect the data like where we will get all these materials.
Yeah,
After
correct.
getting like quality management will check.
We'll check. Right. So then
Okay.
once it
Means
is done, the quotation, request for quotation, quotation and comparison. So after price comparison, if I'm just system is telling that the
mm,
vendor C is the best vendor based on the
mhm.
price evaluation, based on the price evaluation because I'm going to first time. Okay, so I don't know whether vendor A, vendor B, vendor C, vendor D, how they will supply. Okay,
Oh
so once they
yeah.
started only we know. So now at initial stage, I'm just comparing that only price, right?
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
So, so that's I'm just selecting that vendor C is the best vendor. I'm just considering that all the aspect like payment terms, okay, and transportation charges, okay. So all these
Mm.
things which I'm just all it is I'm just calculating that. Then I selected that vendor C. Okay. Now, so identification of the vendor is also completed. Okay,
Okay.
so at finally I got the material information what it is required and I know the quantity how much is required and I know that when it is required delivery date. Okay, I don't know, I know that which is planned. Okay, I know that which is like the vendor also.
Okay.
So now I got all the information to write the order.
Yeah.
Right, I got all the order, right, all the
Yeah.
information which is required I can get that. Now I'll be what I will do, the next step I will be creating the PO.
Okay.
I'll be creating the PO, purchase order creation. Okay, purchase order creation. So
Okay.
in this purchase order creation, what we are entering that the quotation has a reference. I am taking the reference of quotation. Okay,
Okay.
I'm just creating the purchase order. So when I'm just taking the reference of quotation, what will be happen? The system will be checking that what material number, what quantity, what delivery date, what plant, what vendor, okay, and what is the price information. All it will be captured. So
Okay.
you don't need to enter again the
Okay.
information. All this information you don't need to enter. You if you are
Uh,
taking the reference of the quotation, okay, the system automatically co- collecting the all the information.
okay. Based on quotation, it will generate automatically.
Yeah, it will be taking the all the information from the quotation to PO.
Okay.
Now you can create the PO and informing to the vendor, but through mail or maybe you can send the PDF format and fax or telex, how you want to be sent, that you can send it, that information.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So then after once the purchase order which is created, what we will do, you will be creating the purchase PO monitoring.
Vivo monitoring. No?
So PO monitoring is nothing but like a, once you send this purchase order, you are just waiting for the acknowledgement. Okay. So
Okay.
generally what we will do is suppose I just taking the example like Swiggy. Okay.
Okay.
So once you order placed, okay. So the next
Oh,
one is okay the acknowledgement. So the acknowledgement will send by Swiggy team. Okay, I got your order. So we are processing that. We'll confirm that. Okay. Then
Okay.
order confirmed. So
Okay.
the order confirmed. Who confirmed that? The whoever they're supplying the goods, they
Restaurant.
confirmed,
Yeah.
right? Then they are out of delivery. Okay. So that means dispatch also it's completed from the vendor location. Okay.
Okay.
We will be receiving. So order delivered. Right.
Okay.
So like here also, what we are doing, PO monitoring, we just validate, we are just waiting for their confirmation, acknowledgement, follow up with that. Okay, all these things we are doing there.
Okay.
Clear?
Okay. They'll send like any reception, receipt kind or like any other
It is only
technical.
monitoring. This is only monitoring. PO
Okay.
monitoring is nothing but like a acknowledgement one thing. Okay.
Okay.
And after the acknowledgement, I'm just taking the confirmation from the vendor when they are supplying this code. Okay, I'm just keep on reminding them. Okay, until
Okay.
I get the confirmation, I'm just keep on sending the reminder because it's my requirement. It's my requirement. I just need to be follow up because I already promised to my customer. I'm
Yeah.
okay, so I'm just
On
following
this date.
the
Okay.
yeah. So that's what I'm just following to the my vendor to get the stock on time. Okay,
Okay.
so just follow up. You can say like that. Just follow up of that. Okay.
Okay.
Now let's assume that vendor supply the goods. Okay. So then I receive the stock. So what you will do? You will be receiving the goods. That is called goods receipt.
Okay.
Okay. So we are receiving the stock from the vendor. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Then once we receive the stock, what you will do? You will checking that okay whether the material which is received correctly and how much quantity which is received correctly, whether this order is raised or not, PO number and the location. Okay. So all these
Okay.
aspects we are checking that. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Only information which we don't have here, only price information. So while receiving the stock, we don't know what is the price. Okay, because we are just physically receiving the stock, right? So you are just
But
validating that this material we
mm,
ordered or not, how much quantity we received, okay, whether we got the excess quantity or shortage quantity, and what is the number purchase order, reference number, and the location.
okay.
Exactly this location only they rise or some other location, correct?
Okay. But we'll
So
while rising quotation itself, they from vendor we will get price, right?
price you will get, but while
Mm.
you receiving the stock, how you will
Mm.
get the price? By physically stock you are receiving. Okay.
Okay. They
Now,
won't give like this much for this much material, this much amount like that. They
no, you are
won't.
no goods receipt
Mm.
is nothing but like a you are
Mm.
counting the stock. You are receiving the
Okay.
stock, you are counting the stock, right? So
Mm.
by counting the stock, I will not get any price details, right?
Okay. Okay.
Correct or wrong?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. The next one is invoice receipt. Okay. What is the invoice receipt? So I got some bill. I got bill from the vendor. Okay. So what are the material quantity and price which is agreed in the PO? Based on that, the vendor he sent to me the invoice. Okay,
Okay.
this is the vendor invoice. Okay, so this vendor invoice we will be verifying that. So that is what
Oh,
right I just said vendor verification, invoice verification it is.
okay.
Okay, so in this verification, what we are validating, what we are validating here.
Like goods, what we received, like how much quantity and how much price and all. Huh?
Correct, correct.
Okay.
So when I'm receiving the invoice, so I'm just checking that how much quantity we received and what is the price, what are the price which they entered in the invoice. Because so in the above, let's assume that in the above the price quotation, okay, they are
Mm.
confirmed that to $100. Okay, like suppose let's say $10. Okay,
Okay.
per bag its cost is $10. Okay, now
Okay.
in the here I received like price like they're saying that it is not $10, it is like $11. So did you accept that?
No, like we
All
will
right,
already in
because
quotation.
we are quotation everything which we have, right, we already,
Like
so we are validating the price,
mm,
okay, from PO,
quotation. Oh, okay.
from
Purchase
PO
order.
because this is the
Mm.
actual order, right, this is the actual order I raised to the, so whether the quotation and everything that is the for validation. but finally
Okay.
at a purchase order, it is the legal document which is we ordered something, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So here they will check that the price, whatever they entered, whatever the price which they enter in the invoice, whether that invoice price is correct or not, that they will be validated. Okay.
Okay.
Now quantity. Okay, quantity there is suppose 100 quantity each is there, but in the goods receipt, let's assume that I have received only 50 bags. Okay,
Okay.
but here 100 bags, 100 quantity bags they are raised. So did you accept that?
No, we have
No,
to
right?
return back.
Because yeah, you are
Mm.
received only 50 bags. How come like you are raising the invoice for 100 bags? So
Yeah.
we just validating the quantity from GR. Okay, so quantity
Oh,
from GR and price from
PO.
PO. So this is the validation. So that is what we call vendor invoice verification. Okay.
Okay.
So if you see the entire process, we covered that procurement, that like identification of the supplier and price, negotiations and identification of the requirement, PO creation. So that is come under the procurement. Then inventory. Inventory, what we did, we received the stock and placing into the location, that we did, right? Then
Yeah.
verification, invoice verification, right? That is will come under the vendor invoice verification. So this is a
Yeah.
continuous cycle. This is a continuous cycle when there is a new requirement which is coming. Okay.
Okay.
So this is the what SAP is suggesting, that generally I just observed that there are so many clients they are following this process. So I'm just telling that this is the standard best procurement cycle. Okay.
Okay.
But again, the it's again client interest, how they want to be go ahead. Okay, so they might be go with the different scenarios. They might be have the special cases. They might be have the different cases, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it depends on that what the business they're following. Based on that, we need to suggest them. Okay,
Okay.
clear?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So coming to the P2P cycle, procurement to pay cycle. In the interview point of view, if they are asking about that, what is the procurement cycle? Can you
Okay.
go on mute? Can you go on mute? I
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
okay. P2P cycle. Okay. Can I, if I in the interview point of view, if they're asking about it, what is the standard procurement to pay cycle? Then first thing is which we need to be said that identification of the requirement. Okay. So in SAP, which we are creating like a purchase requisition (PR). Okay. Then the second step is RFQ, request for quotation, to identify the source of supply. Then third step is quotation. Okay. Then fourth step is price comparison. Okay. Then fifth step is okay PO creation. So out of these two, three, four, we selected the best vendor. Selected best vendor. Okay. Then I will be creating the PO. Okay. Then PO follow up and PO monitoring. Okay. Then goods receipt. Then invoice verification. Okay. So once the vendor invoice verification is done, the finance team they will pay the payment to vendor. Okay. So that's what they're saying, that procurement to pay cycle. That means it will be start with identification and it will be ending with payment. Okay. So this is the standard procurement to pay cycle. So the interview point of view, if they're asking about that, what is the process step? You need to explain this process step. Okay.
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, now I will ask some more questions. I will ask some more questions.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, as of now, we discussed like vendor unknown. So I don't know who is the vendor.
Okay.
So vendor unknown, right?
Yeah.
So, but suppose if I have the vendor known, so I have the vendor already. I have a regular vendor,
Okay.
so which I am regularly creating the PO. So in this case, okay, what step it is required?
Like directly we will raise quotation to them like this much quantity we want like that.
Okay. So the first thing is anyway we need to purchase requisition, right?
Yeah.
So purchase requisition, why? Because we need to identify the requirements, what it is.
Like how
So
much
we're
quantity, like
collecting,
when they
yeah,
want.
correct. So we're collecting that information. Okay.
And
Then
we'll send to that vendor like this much quantity we required on this date, like that.
correct. So we are directly creating the PO.
Okay.
Creating the PO. So we don't need the again we don't need here the RFQ quotation price comparison. We can
Yeah,
avoid
yeah.
this one because I know all
Already be known vendor.
yeah. So these three because of the selection of the vendor. So I don't need here vendor, right? So I'll be
Yeah.
creating the PO directly and receiving the stock GR. Okay. Then
Mm, so-
then I'll be invoice verification. Then I'll pay the amount.
Yeah.
Okay. So some client they will say, no, why I want to follow all these steps? I can follow like this one. Okay. So when you know vendor known, okay, vendor known the process, then you can go ahead with this process. If you don't know vendor, then you can go with this process.
Okay.
Okay. Sometime, sometime what will be happen? Okay. I am regularly purchasing. Okay. Regularly purchasing the cement 1,000 pieces. Okay.
Okay.
From vendor A.
Okay.
That means I know the product and I know the pieces. I know the vendor here. He's my regular vendor. Okay. So in this case, what we can do?
Some discount
Directly,
might will ask.
no. Directly we can create PO. No, I'm talking about the
Okay.
discount. I'm not talking about this because yeah, already
Mm.
quoted the discounts and all will get at the time of the quotation and the comparison. Okay.
Okay.
But
Okay.
now I'm saying that if I know already requirement, if I know I'm regularly purchasing, so I don't
Mm.
need to wait for the creation of purchase requisition because I already know the requirement. So in that case, I can directly create the PO and do the GR.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Like every time this much quantity after knowing you'll raise directly PO, right? That's what
Correct,
you're
correct,
saying.
correct, exactly. Okay.
Mm.
So
Okay.
regular purchases and all, I don't need to collect any information. Okay.
Okay.
So in that
Okay.
case, I can directly create the PO, GR, invoice, and payment. Right.
Okay. Okay.
So what I'm saying here, okay. So we can create our procurement process in the different ways. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So again, when you are understanding the business process, what the client is following, then only you can suggest that. Okay.
Okay.
If there are, so if when it is started the client, you just started with explaining that all the steps, and they're saying that they will ask question like, okay, why, okay, we already have the vendor list, so why we are not following this process? Our vendor selection is different. Okay, we have different process like that. So in that case, we
Mm.
can go ahead directly PR and PO GR invoice, or we can go directly PO GR invoice also. Okay,
Okay.
clear?
Yeah, clear.
Okay. So, this is the procurement cycle process it is. Okay. How we can go ahead? That is a procurement cycle process. It is. Okay. So,
Okay.
other than this one, we have the some special procurement process also it is there. That means, okay, everyone they will not buy the product directly. Okay, they have their own style of the purchasing. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
so that is the called special procurement process. That means apart from the above regular process, if the client is following different way, that we call as a special procurement process.
Okay.
Okay. So we have around 9 to 10 special procurement process are there. Okay.
Okay.
So that we will discuss tomorrow. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Like the same method, but they'll say like they'll buy in different case, huh? That
Yeah,
special procure.
different way of that. Special procurement like where there might be
Okay.
they will not create the PO, might be they will be creating the PO, but there are some conditions. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so like
Mm-hmm. Okay.
different. So that we will discuss tomorrow. What we have. Okay, so but
Okay. Sure.
this is the regular purchase of cycle, procurement cycle. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
okay, clear.